What's going on, Planet S.O.N family? It's your main man, JD. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button for me. This is Drinks with JD. My main man, Manny Martinez.
LL Cool Day.
There you go. That's right. That's
how I
right.
remember
Yeah,
you,
you're
my
right.
man.
You're right. Thank you so much for being here with me, my brother. I appreciate you.
You as well.
Honestly, this has been a long time, right?
It has.
Well, we've been planning it for a long time, you know, ever since the beginning, ever since I started Drinks with JD, you know. And I'm thankful that we finally get a chance to sit down together. So,
Yeah, me too.
thank you again for being here, my brother.
Thank you.
All right, so since it's our first time sitting down together, can you please introduce yourself to the Planet S.O.N audience? Can you please let them know who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
All right. My name is Manny Martinez. I'm from Southeast San Diego. Grew up on 37th in Boston. Pretty much what I do now, do music, fun things, you know what I mean? Things that I love to do. Writing and different things of that sort. And I'm also playing in a local cover band at the moment. But also I've been helping out veterans increase their VA disability ratings.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
That's one of the passions that I have right now as well.
Okay.
I've also been in the solar industry as well. So
Yeah, you're just a jack of all trades, right?
yeah, man. I mean, we live in Cali, so we got to get it while the getting is good.
No doubt, no
I'm definitely not gonna have them move me out of my hometown.
No doubt. Okay. Well, since you just mentioned how you're from Southeast San Diego, right? What neighborhood specifically did you grow up in?
I grew up in Shelltown.
In Shelltown. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Right on the corner of 37th in Boston. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And what schools did you go to growing up?
So I went to St. Jude's right there on the top of the hill. You know, kindergarten. My mother pretty much grew up there. My family's been there since like the 50s.
Okay.
We actually still own the home that we live in there. So like,
that's amazing.
So my brother stays there and stuff like that. But no, went to, like I said, St. Jude's, and then we got bussed out to Loma Portal.
Yeah.
And then kind of what happened in the 80s, some guys from Logan ended up, some stuff went down in the alley.
Okay.
Guys got killed. My mom ends up coming home married with a drill instructor from the Marine Corps.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Crazy story.
Yeah.
And we end up going to Okinawa, Japan.
Wow.
So
you just moved, picked up and left.
Yeah, she just came home and was like, yo, I got married pretty much, and we're going to Japan.
Yeah, okay.
And so my brother was 7, and I was 7, he was 14.
Yeah.
And so he took Southeast over there.
Okay.
So we went to school over there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He ends up getting just kicked off the island.
Oh, wow.
Coming back home.
Yes.
I end up going to Oceanside and then 29 Palms. So I went to different schools,
Yeah.
I landed back in San Diego in 1990, went to Kroc Middle School.
Wow, yeah.
Where I met Young Sick, Frankie.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, I met,
beautiful day in San Diego.
Yeah. So,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, me and Frankie linked up back then.
Wow.
And then I dipped back up to 29 Palms for 8th grade, beginning of 9th, and then I shot back and landed at Hoover.
Wow.
East Side.
Yeah.
So, and then stomped through East San Diego, ended up getting kicked out of Hoover, and then landed at Garfield.
Okay.
Everybody, out there from Dago knows what Garfield was about.
Okay.
On Oregon, up in off of El Cajon Boulevard.
Okay.
Got kicked out of there.
Oh, man.
And it was just crazy back then. It was in the mid-90s, you know what I mean? It's like 92.
Just growing up in San Diego.
93. And then the 90s were just wild, sitting here, being a product of those streets, you know what I mean? And then leaving and then coming back. I came back in the mid-90s when everything was like really hot, so it was like, that's where I ended up meeting, a friend that I came out on a video with called Callus.
Okay.
And
yeah, for sure. We'll speak about him
later. But there's just tons of different things that I went through, through life and going through all these different schools and stuff like that. So I actually graduated from the school that was in Horton Plaza.
Oh, wow.
So it was like one of the... Then I landed my first jobs in there and stuff like that.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, let's talk about your time in Okinawa. How was your time in Japan? Or how many years did you spend there?
It was supposed to be a 3-year tour.
Yeah.
My brother made it a year and a half.
Okay, but how was your experience?
It was
during
amazing.
That year and a half?
I was pretty bummed out that we had to leave, but I was learning the culture. You know what I mean? We got to live off base and stuff like that. was learning the language.
Yeah.
We had firecrackers. I mean, it was 1985.
Yeah.
So we had Super Mario Brothers was
There you
out.
go.
We
There you
had all
go.
these different arcades. I would be at the Mama-san store outside off base playing video games on a milk crate. So,
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
literally want to go back because
Yeah.
I feel little Manny is still out there in the jungle somewhere. You know what I mean?
No doubt. No, yeah, and let's say from my experience, right? I lived in Japan for 2 years, right?
Okay.
So even though let's say the year and a half that you spent, that's like about the same time that I spent in Japan. And from my experience, it was just, I mean, I still talk about it, and it's been, I don't know, 15 years since I lived there.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I still remember how beautiful it was as far as culture and just everything from the people to the food. So
What part?
well, I guess you could say unfortunately, because I mean, Okinawa is like the Hawaii of Japan. That's amazing, right?
You see your feet in the water.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything, man.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
amazing.
I'm jealous. You know, what I'm jealous because I mean that's amazing, Okinawa. But I lived on the north side, so it's on almost the very tip of the north of the country in Misawa.
Okay.
So it was pretty cool. It was
Was that on the
cold.
side? Was Fukushima up that way or no?
I'm not sure where that city's at, but it was just all the way up north, and yeah, it was very cold up there. So
No,
okay,
definitely.
okay. So let's say besides music, right? What else were you interested in as a kid?
Sports, video games was like a mad thing. You know, being outside, man. Being outside was my thing. I
No
had,
doubt.
you know, my mom made it. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have everything, you know, but she always made it like she always made sure I had like cool stuff, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I had that Knight Rider big wheel, you know what I mean? That had the
That's what I'm
brake on
talking
it, you know.
about,
No, 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 no. I'll be coming down the block
Yeah.
and just like smashing that thing. So
That's cool.
things of that sort, man. Just being outside, playing
Yeah.
butts up on the wall, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With all your friends and stuff like that. Even though this, you know, stuff was dangerous out there, we were
Yeah.
still going down, you know, Boston block over 37th all
Yeah.
the way down into Goodyear, but crossing over 37th, you'd have to have a kid there watching the corner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because cars are not stopping, man.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just like those types of things,
Yeah.
those adrenaline rushes as a kid. I
Yeah.
mean, and then living on base, we were having those too, you know.
That's pretty cool, man.
So-
Now, you just mentioned sports, right?
Yeah.
And I know being San Diegans, I know last year you attended the Padres playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think? You think they're gonna take it this year?
Yeah, I think so. I hope
Okay,
so. You know what I mean? I hope
Yeah,
so. I really do. I
Did
mean,
you have fun during the games?
I did. I did. You know what? I messed up and I was yelling out there at that game.
Yeah.
And that next weekend, I had
You had a
I had
gig? Oh, okay.
Jack my voice.
Oh,
all up,
man.
But it was
Yeah.
worth it because one of the dudes dropped the ball. I
Okay.
was yelling at him. He was like in left field.
Okay, okay.
Ended up dropping.
You're
it.
distracting them.
I kept coming up and like yelling at him hardcore, bro. It was
No
funny.
doubt.
It was pretty funny.
No doubt. That's cool. That's cool. Well, hey, I hope they take it this year. So, okay. So, music, right? When did the love of music start within you?
Well, as a kid, you know, I grew up with parents that listen to good music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my dad had the 8-track player in the car all the time. My dad's from Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? He came to San Diego.
Yeah.
Met my mother. Yeah, she was Guamanian and Mexican.
Oh, wow.
My dad's Puerto Rican. You know, so I grew up with family. You know, my mom was she loved salsa music and stuff
Yeah.
like that, even though she wasn't Puerto Rican. So just listening to just all kinds of good music, man.
Yes,
So
yes.
she told me one time though, my brother he was in the San Diego Boys Choir.
Okay, that's cool.
You know, because we used to live in downtown and stuff too. So
Yeah.
he hated being in it.
Why?
I don't know, but I knew all the songs.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
singing them all the time, you
That's
know?
cool.
And so just growing up with like Stevie Wonder, you know, just good
Yeah.
music, man. You know, always taking long car rides and listening to good songs. So,
Okay.
you know,
So ever since you're a kid, it was
As
just
a
like you just
kid.
love music. Okay.
yeah.
Now
always had to make sure I had extra batteries, you know, when I had my radio with me too. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Now, let's say when you wanted to pursue music, right? Were your family were they encouraging?
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't really. It's pretty crazy, man, because like I just love music and sang all the time.
Yeah.
I actually found a tape and I have it. I still have it preserved.
Yeah.
I rapped over 92.5 and it was playing knee deep. And I started freestyling Beat Street.
Yeah.
I grew up in that era where Beat Street came out, you know, Sugar Hill Gang, all that stuff
Yeah,
started
yeah.
coming out. And so Beat Street was one of like my favorite movies and stuff. And that whole song, you know, the message of that song too
Yeah.
was something. So I don't know, I always loved rap music and just all that stuff. So I didn't really pursue it until like a teenager, you know.
Okay.
I had thoughts of it, and I started writing stuff down because I had some friends that were kind of encouraging me to you know, write and stuff like that. So it ended up taking me 15 years to actually complete a project.
No doubt, no doubt. But hey, it was in you regardless, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I did it not for like money or anything. You know, I did it just to have it, like, you know, kind of put
just
a little bit of my
yourself.
express myself, and then have something for my kids as well.
Exactly,
like, write
exactly.
some good music, you know.
Okay. All right. So when I first met you, right, it was like what 2016 or something, right?
Yeah.
Ever since then, I've noticed that you're a hustler, right? You're a hustler. You do it all, and that's just within you, right? You're a hustler by nature, right? Where does that ambition come from?
Oh man. I guess survival mode, if you really want to think about it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Survival mode, man. It's just out there. It's just like, you know what I mean? You got to just keep on getting out there like it's your last, you know? And getting up every day, you know, with the passion to make something happen, you know? So, I don't know. It's just, you know, it's just been in me. I have fun doing it too. You know what I mean? Like, one of my first jobs, I was actually telling a kid this at the mall today. Like, one of my first jobs was in the mall because I ended up graduating from the high school that was in the mall.
Plaza,
So one of my first jobs, I got an internship. Funny as all get out. I got the internship at the Sesame Street store.
Okay.
So they let us try to pick whatever store. So I said, Sesame Street would be cool, you know? So I went in there, and I went in there looking like you with a tie on, right? They thought I was the manager.
No doubt.
You know, but
hey, you got that job.
I got the internship, you know, and then they gave me the job, and then there was a lady that was out front. She had a cart. She was running 2 carts. One was shoelaces you never had to tie. Those little piggy ones.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Think of Horton. I don't know if you were ever in Horton Plaza when it was out.
I grew up in Golden Hill, man. That was my backyard.
Okay, man. So I'm jumping in front of all these tourists with these shoelaces and jumping in front of them and be like, boom, you'll never have to tie your shoes. And I was slanging them like crazy.
That's cool, man.
So I think it was just from there, man, and just living in the neighborhood too. You know what I mean? Everybody's getting their slang on. So it's like everybody's making money. Everybody's trying to make something happen. Of course. You know? So it's like, you know, and then having a single mother, man, like she always worked, man, and she had good jobs and she networked. So if you really want to think about it, my mother, the thing came from her, man. Like she just always lit up a room and was always talking to people and was just, you know, I mean, do you remember at where we met, was there always like, do you ever remember too much laughter going on down there?
Of course, because overall, I mean, your personality is contagious. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like I said, ever since 2016, I just knew my man Manny, like he has that hustle in him. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty dope to know that mama helped you inspire and also put that in you. So that's pretty dope, man.
One of the things, she would always get my friends jobs too. Like when we were younger, before like, you know, 16, like she'd go, oh man, we have these temp agencies. She'd go to the temp agencies, get jobs, you know. She goes, hey, let's get a couple of your friends out there. And we'd be up there in Mira Mesa, man.
And now you guys be working.
And then it was funny because back then there was a lot of the Filipino breakdancers up there, you know what I mean? So we were like messing with them.
There you go, that pop lock. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. All right, bro. So I noticed that you have a lot of knowledge in different industries, right? How much do you enjoy switching hustles within different markets?
I mean, I've had to just, you know, learn to adapt to, you know, different situations. Like, you know, I first started out, you know, in the retail industry, and then my father ended up having a pest control company. So I was in a family pest control company for a while. And then I got out of that, and I got into like low voltage. So I was doing like phone jacks, cable jacks, putting in phone systems. Living up north. This was after I left San Diego because I had my daughter, my first daughter, and then I took off out of the hood. I went straight up to help my dad with his business.
No doubt.
So I was driving.
To be a dad, you got to provide, right?
And just trying to get my daughter a better place to live. You know what I mean? That too. But it was the hustle of the business that we had. So we're, you know,
at the moment.
So I was, you know, getting back into with my pops and stuff like that too. So I left a management position at Foot Locker. I was working at the Foot Locker and stuff like that. And I was like youngest assistant manager. But there was like a lot of different, like there was like some racism stuff going on in that company too. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go help my pops because he just started the company. So got into that, and then after that got into low voltage, like I said, and then got into real estate.
Wow.
you know, and then was in there until '08. Then my mother got ill, so I ended up shutting that whole business down,
Wow.
and then having to get into sales. But I got into more home improvement products and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I've just learned to adapt to whatever, you know,
What do you enjoy?
yeah, things that I
Like, do you
enjoy.
enjoy like just
And it's
mixing it
a
around?
solution to a problem. You know, I
Yeah.
did a little bit of internet marketing, like SEO stuff, you know,
Ah,
helping businesses get up on the top of the search engines and stuff like that. So just
yeah.
stuff that's fun, you know, and yeah.
Oh yeah, that's something that I admire about you because, well, you know, like I mentioned, you know, I've been knowing you since 2016, and until today, you know, I mean, you work in a whole bunch of things, and you become very knowledgeable in that industry that you're currently in. So
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing, man. You know, just a jack of all trades.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no doubt, no doubt,
But right now, like the passion, like I said, the one industry is like we're helping out veterans
for sure.
and impacting lives and families. And that one right there has been one that's like a massive passion, you know
No
what I
doubt,
mean?
no
Because
doubt.
like coming from a whole military, like my father was in the
Yes,
Navy,
yes,
third
yes.
generation Navy. And then my stepfather, you know, he was in the Iraq War and all that stuff,
Yeah.
the first Gulf War. So seeing a lot of the stuff that a lot of vets go through, you know what I mean? And my mother also was like a support team to a lot of women while the you know fathers were
Yeah,
gone and
of
stuff in
course.
deployment.
Yeah.
So seeing this opportunity and that's just one that pretty much I don't think I'll ever leave, man.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm talking about.
So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, man. So, like I keep mentioning, you know how we met in 2016,
Mm-hmm.
right? But ever since then, I remember our first conversation about music,
Mm-hmm.
right? And one of our first conversations was about rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your skills are way deeper than that,
Mm-hmm.
right? You write, you rap, you sing, you dance. What made you interested in different aspects within music?
Well, like just loving to sing and like, you know,
Yeah, just
listening to
in
good music,
everything that you do. Yeah,
and then rapping. I don't know. I just like one day I was like, man, I want to write something, you know?
yeah, yeah,
And my friends were writing, you know, and that's, I met, you know, man, when I got back into Shelltown in 90, like 93, 94.
yeah,
Well, one of the rappers that hearing out of the neighborhood, you
yeah,
know, loving rap music and hearing everything that was on the radio, cool.
yeah.
But then I got to see people that were like well-known rappers like Bulldog from 38th Street, and then there was another one named Gangster Earn.
Okay.
Like seeing them, you know, through the neighborhood
Yeah.
and hearing the music, and then you know, I don't know, kind of inspired us to go out and write too. You know what I mean? But
Right.
mine, I had more of a. I was really into the East Coast rap
Okay.
at the moment too. I mean, growing up on Run DMC, you know, LL Cool J, Eric B and Rakim, you
Yeah.
know, all the old stuff, and man, just writing about a story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Storytelling type stuff. You know, KRS-One,
Yeah.
all these guys. You know, so
And just every aspect was very interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It just caught your eye.
It caught my eye, yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, I just kind of had that dream or whatever, but didn't never know how to pursue it, you know.
Right on.
And I had homies that had studios and were DJs and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
even back then in the '80s, there was one friend of mine. His name was Felix, my brother's friend.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. He was a teacher in elementary school in Sherman.
Okay.
And him and his brothers, they did all the graffiti, you know,
Wow.
but the cool stuff, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And then they were bringing all that hip hop culture to the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Back
Because
when
graffiti, I mean, that's
mean-
that's a pillar in hip hop.
breakdancing,
course.
my brothers, they were bringing out my
Yeah.
brother was bringing out the
Yeah.
cardboard, you know what I mean?
It's another pillar in hip hop.
The parachute pants. I was never
Yeah.
a good break dancer or none of that stuff, you know
No
what I mean?
doubt.
But no, just that was just something. It was the culture, man, that we grew up in. So I just love singing, and then you know, I guess being in one of my friends' garages, man, he had his DJ equipment set up. He
Yeah.
had drum sets and everything. We'll be over there, you know, hanging out, and then one of the homies who's well known now in Southeast San Diego, Callis.
Uh-huh.
I just remember we'd be playing records, man, and
Yeah.
he'd just be freestyling.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where
That's what I'm talking
we
about.
started getting it going,
Okay,
you know.
okay.
And then, you know, what ended up happening with me, I ended up getting into church, you know.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
That was one of the things that I kind of saw a light at a time when our generation was getting strapped up now.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean? And I just started like, man, my mom kind of put it in me, you know,
Yeah.
like kind of some common sense. And one of the things, like, I didn't want to get locked up.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I don't want to be around a bunch of dudes all day, and I'm not trying to, you know.
And plus, you have babies.
Nah, but at that time I didn't.
Oh, okay.
You know, at that time I didn't.
Okay. No.
So, you know, in those times, like mid 90s, you know, it was a wild time.
So what's your favorite aspect of being a music artist?
Just creativity.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Write about whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
And express yourself.
and express
Yeah.
yourself.
Create the art.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
I mean, I hear beats in my head. Like
Yeah.
I don't play. I wish I could. I want to learn. You know.
Yeah.
I got a little guitar. I got some congas at the house I mess with. You know, I hear beats and then I'll create music off of what I feel. You know, it's because we're vibration, man. So it's like, what are you vibing on? What are you feeling?
Exactly.
You know, and whatever you want to express yourself at that time, man. Whatever it is, you know, it's about the wind, the moon, the stars, whatever it is, your day. You know, so it's like that creativity to have that control. You know, and write about whatever. So
that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So who were your influences growing up, music wise?
Like a lot of old school stuff, man.
Okay.
You know, like I said, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Prince,
And even the East Coast rap.
East Coast rap, heavy metal. I was into metal back then too, listening to Headbangers Ball, you know, MTV, you know what I mean? So listening to everything, I was just diving into everything. And then I got into reggae music back in the 80s. I remember my brother ended up breaking out an Oswald tape, Dub Fire.
Wow.
And that is just dub, man.
Caught you.
It just the rhythms and everything. So
That's what I'm
just
talking
diving into everything, you know. Well, here's a crazy thing of where we grew up. There's a big antenna right there.
Okay.
And for years
In Shelltown.
yeah,
Oh,
it's in between.
Yes. You're right.
That's the separation of Logan and
Oh,
Shelltown.
okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
You know, I just realized that.
but
Yeah.
you know what transmission used to be off of there?
No. Tell me.
K-Sun,
Okay.
country station.
There you go.
That's why we've been battling so long with each other, having them country. So no, I'm playing. Country music's good, but no, that was just one genre that I didn't really mess with. I rancheras. That's probably about
There you go.
much as country as we got. You know.
Okay. Because technically rancheras are country.
Exactly.
You're right. It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay. So I remember you let me listen to an entire album that you made with your daughter.
Okay.
Now, why was it important for you to make a record with her?
Well, I was doing one for myself, you know. I was doing one, and I had a friend of mine that he ended up starting his family, getting real busy. You know, we had a group called Culture Unknown.
Okay.
And so he was making beats with Fruity Loops, like some pretty dope beats and stuff. And then we did some recordings and did shows up in the LA area and then like Anaheim, all that, and then a couple things down here in San Diego. But we never like got physical CDs and stuff done. You know what I mean? We didn't really pursue it that hard, and then kind of broke off. And then I said, man, I gotta finish what, you know, my passion of what I want to spit out there. So at the moment, I was just writing. I was hearing beats and just like whatever, just writing over them and stuff like that. And a buddy of mine, Revolutionary, he was with the SOG crew up out of Anaheim. He was the one that helped me pretty much finish and get my project put together. Like if it hadn't have been for him, like literally, man, I probably would have never got it done.
No.
And
but why was it important for you to make that?
It was important for her. I just wanted her to jump on it with me. You know what I mean? She was into music. You know, she was loving music too. I said, hey, jump on these hooks. Yeah. And then on the one song that we did, there's a song called Place Call Home. Okay. She wrote a rap on there. Yeah. She was 15. Wow. And actually this month is actual 10-year anniversary of that. I put that out after my mother had passed away. Yeah. So after that, I pretty much didn't do no music after that for a while. You know, no doubt. I was on a pretty much dry spell after that. So yeah.
Well, first off, you know, rest in peace to your mama.
Yeah.
And but it's amazing also that you were able to create an entire project with your baby girl. Can we expect, or do you have any plans of making an album with one of your other kids?
No, they're not. They're not. Okay. They're not into. Well, they're into music. Yeah. But yeah, nah. My son, he was rapping when he was little and stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe if he wants to come out, I've been trying to push him. You know, it's in there in him. You know, but just waiting on him. Okay. I think it will probably later on, but probably just take some time. But.
Okay. All right, my brother. So let's talk dancing. How did that first start? And also, what's your favorite part of just getting into dancing?
Man, so dancing that came about oh my God, it was funny.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff's been happening to me, just happening. You
It's
know what I
random.
mean?
Yeah.
Not random. Well,
Okay.
I think about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if you really think about it, like things you think about on it,
Yeah.
sometimes they happen.
No,
You,
and honestly, oh, you mean like sort of like
so I was just sitting around one day.
okay.
Okay, I was
Okay.
sitting down at the beach.
Okay.
I was down at the boardwalk just by
Yeah.
myself, watching the sunset. Drinking a brew on a skateboard.
Yeah.
And there was some girls that were riding on some skateboard. They were skating.
Yeah.
So I've seen the skaters out there on the boardwalk. You know what I mean? They're out there. They're jamming. Some of them are dancing. On their
Yeah.
skates. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. I'd like to get some skates. So I
Yeah.
jump on my skateboard. I'm talking to them. They happen to be. There were two cheerleaders from the SEALs.
Okay.
Our lacrosse team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, real cool girls, man.
That's cool.
They're
That's
like,
cool.
so we start chopping it about skating and all that. And then
Yeah.
they go, hey, you should come to this hip hop dance class.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is about like 2 years ago.
That's right up your alley too.
So I was like thinking, I was like, man, all right, we're doing music. I'm getting back into music because I've been writing some new stuff, you know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should go down and go check this out because like music videos and stuff,
Yeah.
get in with the community as well.
Yeah.
And then not only that, man, I needed some cardio.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's go check out this dance to see what's about. And it's a guy named Burrito Shoots.
Okay.
He's a former Marine Corps veteran.
Wow.
And he puts on these classes. I think he's also part of the Fuego dance crew that's actually here out of Chula Vista.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they came out on America's Best
Yes,
Dance
yes,
Crew.
yes.
So I went down there to go check it out, and I'm like, yo, man, it's crazy. I'm like the oldest cat in there.
Okay. Okay.
Hadn't stretched in a long time, you know what I mean? So, but started learning these, he had these intermediate classes. You need to come out with me.
Yeah.
But he's had these intermediate classes going, beginners classes, and just loved it, man. And I just
That's what I'm talking about.
kept doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's haven't gone in a minute, need to go, but you know, it's a good exercise. It's a good way to, drain the mind.
Yeah.
The other thing
Decompress. Yeah.
But the other thing too was getting back to I'm straight mama's boy,
Yeah,
right?
that's okay.
You know
Yeah,
what I
shout
mean?
out to mamas.
Yo,
Shout out
straight
to
out to
mama, yeah.
mamas out there,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
I'm straight up like my mother.
Yeah, shout out.
And I was sitting back thinking because you asked me earlier, like, how do I get resilient, or how do I, adapt to all these different hustles and stuff like that? Because my dad was like that too, and my mom was like that, But thinking back recently, I was like, what were the things that got them out of their funk that they persevered in?
Yeah.
One of the things was weightlifting for my father. When we met, I was a lot heavier. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, you've been on your grind. I mean, hey, you get in shape.
Yeah. So I was like, I was thinking back one day, I was like, man, I ain't trying to be diabetic, and I got to get healthy. So I started going to these dance classes, and man, starts coming off. You know what I mean? But you're decompressing. And dancing was one of the things that my mom loved. So I said, man, might as well go try it out.
Yeah, you could express yourself, and you could learn. You could just learn a routine. I mean, dancing
man,
is pretty dope. Anyway.
You go back on my page and you look at some of the first videos. Man, I'm stiff as all get out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But you learn how to how to move your body, and
you do confident. Well, you keep doing it more. You're gonna gain confidence.
That's cool, man.
If you do it wrong, you're still gonna gain confidence in doing it wrong. You know what I mean?
Well, and especially also as a music artist, it's something else that you can put on your resume. Like I said, you write, you sing, you rap, and now you can add on dancing.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. Okay. All right, brother. So right now, how you were mentioning, right, but also by following you on Instagram and obviously knowing you, I always knew that you loved being a part of the community, of your own community, right? Whether if it's hustling, or giving back, or even just going with your church and preaching Jesus to your own community, right? Why is it important to you to be an active member of your community?
Well, that's where you live. You know what I mean? You gotta take it. I mean, growing up as a kid, I mean, we grew up in our, having respect for everybody. You know what I mean? And having respect for those in the community around you. So I don't know. I just feel in me, give back while you can. It's kind of some things that I learned. Give to those that can give back to you at the same time. You know what I mean? And not expecting anything. So we try to do that as often as we can. So that's what it's all about. As far as like just showing people the way at the same time. Giving people light. Just giving people light. You can find your way on your own.
Yeah, for
At
sure.
the end of the day, you know what I mean? But just showing people light at the end of the day,
No doubt.
being a light to somebody, and you never know, what somebody's gonna go through, or what people are going through a day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Okay. So, well, speaking about how, you're also involved in your church, right? And Jesus. You know what? Can you just talk about how good God has been to you?
Oh man, I'm still here today, right?
Amen.
I mean,
We woke up, right?
we're still here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long story about,
No doubt.
just the experiences. Like, I mean, having a faith in God,
Yeah.
I can't speak for everybody else. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own experiences in the church and everything, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But having a relationship, me, myself, or finding, that higher power, finding God, you know what I mean? It's been everything, man. And he's
No doubt.
guided me through my whole life.
Yeah.
And it's something that I can't, I'll never forget. And I walk every day knowing that he's already prepared the way. So,
Right.
when you walk with that type of anticipation, like no matter what comes your way, you always know you're stepping into something good. You know what I mean?
That's
Even if
right.
you're in a bad situation.
No, you're right. You're right. You know what? It reminds me today. I actually had a conversation with one of my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't, dive into what she was going through, but I mentioned how overall God got us. God already got us through our toughest days, regardless. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it. Like, let's say for myself, I'm 35. He already got me through, the struggles that I've been, that I've been through during these 35 years. You know what I'm saying? So overall, it's just keeping the faith that no matter what comes tomorrow, to just understand that He's there for you, no matter what.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, one thing that I've learned, man, through all of this, because I came to that understanding like when I was like 16, 17, but my door actually, like it always, when I walk out my house in Shelltown,
Yeah.
I see the church. Like even just looking out the reca, man, you see the church, you know what I mean? So my grandmother had always instilled that in me. I started out Catholic and then I ended up like something happened to me and I ended up going into, the Christian faith,
No doubt. Yeah.
I'm not trying to get into doctrines or none of that other stuff. You know
But
what I mean?
overall, God
Man,
has been good to you.
overall, the
Yeah.
Lord has been good. Like,
Amen. Amen.
and to be, man, yeah, just to
know.
survive Dago, bro. Like,
know.
you know what I mean? So, and life itself. But every day, that's one of the things I ask him though too. You know what I mean? Like, let me hear them songs, because there's a scripture in there that says that he sings songs of victory over you daily.
doubt.
You know what I mean?
No
So
doubt.
when you listen, just try and listen for melodies all the time, man. So you hear that stuff, you hear those songs, those vibrations, and then get to writing. So
Hey, but overall, God is good.
God is good,
Right?
bro.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
All right, man. So also speaking about community, right? You also have collaborated with different music artists from your neighborhood, right? And I remember this one time, you came over to my house, right? Like, I don't know, a couple years ago, like 2020 or something, right? And we literally spent the whole day just talking hip hop, right? You were over here just like rapping and showing me your skills. I was like, yo, obviously, my homie's pretty dope, right? Literally, we spent hours just talking. We lost the day, right? Just talking hip
Yeah.
hop, right? And so during that time, you showed me an artist from your neighborhood. His name is Callus,
Yeah.
right? And fast forward, right? Fast forward, I want to say, I don't know, maybe over a year. You actually dropped a song with him, and it's called "In My Hood," right? So how did that record actually come about?
So I had done a hook on another song that he did.
Okay.
Like I think a year before that.
Yeah.
It was it's called Last Summer.
Okay.
And he asked me to come out on it. We talked about, doing some stuff
Yeah.
a long time ago, and then it just finally came together. And then this track he's like, man, you got to be on this one, man.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
called In My Hood,
Yeah.
And he showed me the hook, and it just went with everything,
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I need to be on this one,
Yeah.
because I seeing him. Seeing him from like when we were younger in our homie's garage, just freestyling stuff and having that dream, you know what I mean? We almost lost him too in the late '90s.
wow.
It was one party that it was either that party or TJ, and there was a lot of people there, and they had security and everything, but somebody got to strap in, and
Oh, wow.
he ended up getting shot twice. And,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so
Yeah.
like after that, stinking going to jail, and then finally he was in there writing, and he has some other stuff that's out on YouTube right now.
Of course.
Some older stuff, but
Yeah, even the stuff that you showed me.
yeah, all
dope.
that older stuff. But man, dude, to seeing like where I had to be on this, I had to support, because seeing from where we came from to where it's at now, and him finally putting something out there for people to share of what we went through. You know what I mean? Definitely, I was like, I gotta be on this one, and there was a shot in there that we did right in front of my house, as well, in the neighborhood. So it was cool. We got to show the neighborhood, and just like, it was a good track. So.
No doubt, it's a pretty dope track.
It's a good track.
Well, kind of, I don't want to say it caught me off guard, because like I said, you're extremely talented, and when I even found out about Callus, you were in my house and you were rapping, right? And ever since I've known you, I mean, you showed me, your records and all that stuff, right? So. One thing that caught me off guard was that you actually sang the chorus, right?
Yeah.
What made you decide to sing instead of rap on that song?
No, that's pretty much what it was about.
Okay.
I only had the hook on that song. So,
okay. So you guys didn't talk anything about rap or anything like that?
We've talked about it.
Okay.
We talked about it. We're gonna get there soon.
Okay.
But it was about putting that hook down. So.
Okay. Well, I guess this takes me to my other question. Can we expect more things from you and Callus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some stuff in the mix.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah, right. Definitely. We can't let that go. So
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, there's gonna be some stuff with some other artists out there as well. So it's just all in a matter of its time, and piecing those puzzles together. So.
There you go. Okay. All right, brother. So let's talk the South Bay Band.
Yeah.
Right. Can you shout out the members and who's a part of that band, and also how did the band start?
So. Okay, I came in as a new lead singer.
Okay.
The band had already been out pretty much about a year and a half.
Okay.
We have Angelo Miranda.
Okay.
He was the former middle school teacher biology middle school teacher of Hilltop Middle School.
Okay.
So he taught tons of kids in the community.
Yeah. What does he do in the band?
He's the keyboardist.
Oh wow,
Mr. Fingers, man.
Yeah.
He's up there. He's putting in the sounds, and leading us away as well.
Okay.
We have Jerry Fierce. He is our drummer. He actually played in the East Coast with Billy Idol.
Oh wow.
He played with a lot of different bands out there in the East Coast. Retired young.
That's amazing.
So yeah, he linked up with Angelo. They became good friends. And then also we have Glenda Monzone. She went to school with Angelo. And then we have Tim. Sorry, Tim, I don't got your last name. But we have Tim. Them three went to high school together.
Wow.
So they went to Montgomery High.
Okay.
The last member, he's new as well. We have a former Navy SEAL. His name is Doug Douglas.
Wow.
And so he's playing bass with us.
That's cool.
And so we're a pretty good group, man. We're vibing real nice right now.
There you go.
And we're having fun, doing what we love to do. So
okay.
Yeah.
So you said, I don't know if I caught this correctly, but you said that the band was already established before you got there?
Yeah,
okay.
They were already established.
So they invited you on to be the lead singer.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny. So check it out. Like I was saying earlier, pretty much a lot of things have just been happening because of things that I've been saying or singing. It started out with a song that I sung, and just different things been happening. So I was sitting back talking to one of my buddies, and I was like, "Yo, man, I need a band." It's hard to find people that are committed.
Of course.
And then I was singing in churches and stuff like that. But you got people they're already committed to practicing for all that stuff. They don't got time for bands and stuff like that. So I went on Craigslist.
That's what I'm talking about.
To the talent section. I was like, yo, let me see what's out there, right?
Yeah.
And it says South Bay Band.
There you go.
Looking for a lead singer, and they have this whole catalog of music. So they got music that'll make you remember your junior high gym locker combination.
Wow, okay.
All right, like straight up, we're doing like Tears for Fears. We're doing 25-6-4 Chicago. Atlanta rhythm section. Some Police. We're doing a lot of good music that's out there. Okay. We're having fun doing it.
So do you think it's more of a cover band? Would you say that?
This is a cover band.
Or overall, like, do you also have original music?
We don't have any originals yet. So we're doing all covers, but we're doing them. We're doing them pretty to the T. You know what I mean? So it's we've been driving it. So we've been getting probably about a good 6 to 8 gigs in right now.
Okay, okay.
So I'm having fun. We're playing places like Downtown Cafe.
Yeah.
We went out to Alpine Casino Inn. We're playing at the Galley.
Okay.
We're getting pretty good following and known right here in the community.
There you go.
So
That's what
yeah,
I'm
it's
talking
fun,
about.
man.
Okay.
It's fun.
So can you talk about why the name South Bay?
So pretty much because they grew up in the South Bay.
Okay.
I let them know, like, hey, it's all good. I'm from the southeast side of the bay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I grew up right there next to next to 32nd Street Naval Station. So we were right there, Main Street, all that. We're on the southeast side of the bay, man. So,
but overall, it's the South Bay
South Bay,
San
man.
Diego.
Yeah, it's South Bay. We're all San Diego, man. So when we go into East County, they know South Bay's in the house. You know what I mean? We're bringing it. So
that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
So yeah, it's we're letting people know that we're by the most southernest tip of California. Where it's Taco Tuesday every day.
That's right. That's
what I mean? Like, hey, straight up here in Chula Vista.
It makes sense.
I'm in Chula Vista right now. That's where I stay, and so I mean, you can literally get whatever taco at any you want right there.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, man. So, what is the main goal of the band?
Main goal of the band, have fun and get paid.
There you go. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's our main goal. You know what I mean? We love what we do. You know what I mean? And we charge for what we do as well. You know what I mean? So we're having fun.
Okay. Yeah. Now, why? I know you spoke about it right now, but why did you want to be the lead singer of the band?
Because I don't play any instruments.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't play no type of instruments. Okay. There's only one. Only one because we do Groove is in the Heart. So that little, that's me right there. Okay. That's the only. That's
maybe
the only.
Triangle,
that's the only. No, I don't even have that.
That's all
I have. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what are the challenging things about being a lead singer in a band?
Man, I mean, keeping your voice right. So I mean, I hadn't sung for such a long time. I had to learn a lot of music. Like we've been doing like 3-hour gigs and then a 4-hour gig, so like last weekend I did, I think about 7 hours of music.
Oh, wow.
On the weekend, like Saturday, Sunday. So we did like.
And just straight using your voice.
Yeah, but we don't stop. Like, so we'll do like, 40 minutes of music.
Yeah.
Like we'll do like straight sets, but they'll go straight through. So like there's no stopping. There'll be like maybe a little bit of a break in one. Yeah. Like we'll maybe do 3 songs together, 4 songs together.
Yeah.
And then there's a little bit of a break just to get reset. And then we're just going.
Okay.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It's kind of like a church revival, man. But we got to keep the dance floor popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So yeah, that's what it's all about. Like, so what's been so cool is just seeing people that are coming to these different restaurants and bars that are having like these live music places, venues, and seeing their faces, man. Yeah. Like this is what it's really about, right? It's like it's really about like the experience and bringing this music back. The way I feel, because like doing one of my favorite songs, man, and they play it so well, man. They play all of them.
Yeah, but which one?
Man, the one that I really love is "Everybody Rules the World."
Okay.
Like Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
Man, it just like it just
gets
slaps.
everybody going.
It slaps. Okay. It gets me going. I don't know about everybody else, man. I don't know about everybody else, but I get lost. I get lost in a lot of this music, So one of the challenging things though is like really just keeping, you know what I mean, like your voice right, you know what I mean, and not stressing yourself out, you know what I mean, but just having fun at the end of the day is what it's all about. So
I know you're mentioning a few things right now. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite part of performing?
Man, just rocking that microphone, man. Okay. But like I said, or like we were talking about church and stuff like that. Like I sung in choirs and stuff like that. So while I was in Temecula, I was at a church that had like so many good people that were coming in there musically, like really top-notch individuals, man. And I got to learn some high caliber things from them. And one time, like I had that suit just like that. Yeah. There was a lady named Patricia Jarman. She was the choir director. She grabbed my whole neck, and she goes, you gotta grab them by the throat. Mm-hmm. That's what she told me. Like, we're singing in a church with maybe like, a couple hundred people, you know what I mean? Well, no, I mean, it was more than that.
But you just make sure you're capturing it.
She's like, if you do it wrong, you do it strong.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? Like, for real, people, they don't know what's going on out there, but so different techniques.
That's awesome advice.
For real, like, be confident about like what, even though you're doing it wrong, like you don't know, but
Yeah, you're there to do a job. Make sure you capture the moment.
That was me during the Christmas carols. You know what I mean? Like that was the one thing I hated about all that stuff. But but no, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like having that confidence and just
Okay.
like, but you know, being on the mic, man, and like rapping or whatever, or
Yeah.
singing, and you're just rocking that mic and
Yeah.
seeing people dancing and having fun,
No
and
doubt.
they're loving it, they're digging it, man. Like that's everything, you know what I
That's what I'm
mean?
talking about, bro.
So like really, like when I talk, because I've been going around the community and I've been talking to people, and I say, yeah, you know, I'm in this cover band. Like, check this out, South Bay Band. You
Yeah.
know, come check us out. We're gonna be at this spot.
Yeah.
And I go, the main guy is Angelo Miranda. He was the teacher at Hilltop. And they go, what? I remember that guy. I've come across some of his students.
Wow.
They go, man, we used to mess with that guy all
Yeah.
the time, yo. They go, well, we love him, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's seeing, you know, we're going to start seeing a lot more of those people come out because they're starting to hear about it now.
No doubt.
So the band has been a way for me to decompress.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
I mean, because regardless, overall, how we kept saying, it's you're expressing your art, the art that's already in you.
yeah.
You know, so
Well, one thing that I learned from another high caliber individual when he was speaking, and he had a guy that was playing piano. His name was Gary Oliver, but he said this. He says he's only giving you the extension. He's only playing the extension of what's inside of him. He can't even get it all out.
that's it.
There's so much in there, but he can't get it all out.
That's right.
You know, he's playing his heart away, but there's still so much in there. So one of the things is that I said, man, I stopped singing in church. You know, my daughter's doing it now and doing a real good job at it, you know, and taking off. And so like, you know, pass that torch and let your kids, you know,
Of course.
go off and do that. And so pretty much I said, I need to get back out because I just, you know,
It's in you, man.
Yeah,
You just
man. You want to
gotta
get
let it
out there and do it.
Yeah.
So I found the band, and that's been a way for me to, you know, I kind of feel all of us we're doing,
Yeah.
we're writing that thing off the bucket list, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know. So
Well, that's a beautiful aspect of being an artist. Like overall, any artist, like it's you know, obviously a painting artist, a musical artist, or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, as long as you're making the art, you know, it's just you're letting out what's already inside of you. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking
No,
about.
and that's why, like, I had to. One of the things I was like, I need to put something on wax, man. I need to put something on a CD. Like when I'm gone, somebody's probably gonna hear that out there somewhere. They could be like, who? You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be out there. So like, I had to do something. And the one song that I did with my daughter was the last song on our album. It was called "The Place Called Home."
Okay.
And the cool thing was my mom did get to hear it
Wow.
before she
That's
passed
what I'm
on. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but it was it's just a good experience, man, to be able to give that expression out, you know. So
what I'm talking about.
that's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to have fun with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Live my best day, you know, every day, and yeah, just have fun doing it.
That's what we all need to do. No doubt, no doubt. How is being a part of a band better than being a solo artist?
Oh man, because everybody's expressing themselves. You know what I mean? Like they got the breaks in the songs, and they're doing their thing. You know, everybody has. It's cool because like we're a team, man. We're like the Transformers. You know what I mean? Like Voltron, man. It's like we're all assembling. You know what I mean? We all have a piece to play. Like you know what I mean? Like so everybody has something to do, and we're all doing it to the best of our ability, having fun at the same time doing it. So
And you just get to collaborate with people with the same energy and the same wants and likes and people who just love.
This is my first time ever being
music.
in a band too.
That's
You know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
talking
So
about.
like one of the things that just got brought up is our bass player said, let's have, because we've been bringing up new songs and we're starting to do newer songs, you know, and so we're gonna have this potluck where everybody picks 5 songs. We're gonna have like probably about 30 songs in that list to choose from, and everybody's gonna have a chance to vote on it to see what's out there. But we got some new stuff. Like one of the newest songs I started opening with now is "Rhythm of the Night" by The Barge, man. So like hearing that stuff, I was like, yo, we gotta do some of these songs, you know. So yeah, there's songs in there that just like, man, they crack open childhood again, you know, or reliving a moment that you had, you know, or just those days, man. That's kind of what music does for you, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
So are you guys planning on doing an album together anytime soon, or do you guys want to just keep performing?
Well, we're gonna possibly, we're talking about it because I actually showed Angelo, you know, my album. Well, you know, from before I was showing them like, here, this is what I do. They almost thought that I wasn't gonna like join them, you know, just because of the type of music, and I was showing them what I was doing. But I was like, no, this is right up my alley. This is all the music that I grew up on, you know?
Yeah, because all
So,
the influences that you had overall, like
yeah.
you were talking
So I
about.
think maybe later on we may think about, you know, doing something. We may just do a recording of the songs that we're singing now, you know what I mean? As well. But that's something definitely down the line. Right now we're just trying to get real tight. We're getting tighter as we go.
Yeah.
You know, we're having practices and stuff in between, and we're getting tighter as we go. And
Okay.
so I'm loving to see how we're growing, you know,
Yeah.
together as a team and learning, like we're feeding off each other,
For
and
sure.
it's
For
like,
sure.
yeah. So
Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? I guess let me add on to that. What can your supporters and your fans expect in the near future?
man, you can just expect, you know, a good show. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You're gonna
Okay.
expect some good music. You're gonna
Okay.
expect us bringing it every time. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna be having fun and just like you better bring your dancing shoes. You know what I
Yeah. Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
All right, brother. So I have this segment on Drinks with JD, right? And it's called "What Would You Bring?" All right, man. So Planet S.O.N is an acronym for Planet 619, right? Now that you're a Drinks with JD alumni, you and your family have a first class ticket to Planet 619, right? So the concept of Planet 619 is all the positive things from San Diego, and it's all grouped up in one planet, right? So now that you're traveling to Planet 619, you can only bring one thing from San Diego, right? But the catch is that one thing has to positively affect everyone else on the planet, right? So the question is, what would you bring?
Dang. I'm bringing an order of carne asada fries from Humberto's right to the
Okay,
43rd
okay.
Street, bro. Massive stack of those.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, well, it will
It
positively
will
affect
positively
everybody
affect
on the
your life.
planet. Okay, okay. So shout out to you for the kind of other prize, right?
You already know, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, man. So for the little Mannies out there, right, who want to be a music artist, right? Do you have any inspiring words for them?
Man, I'd say just like don't give up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
be yourself and you know, feel the music and put it out there.
no doubt.
You know?
Just do it.
Do it. Cause like at the end of the day, like here's one thing that I heard from somebody that spit some wisdom. You know, they said the graveyard is the most expensive, like the most valuable place on the planet. Why? Because there's books that were never written. There was songs that were never written. There was ideas and businesses that were never even formed. Because why? People, what do you call it? Procrastinated on that stuff. You know what I mean?
Or maybe even they're
or not even
timid.
procrastinated, but they just never did it. They never took the faith to take that step on themselves to do it. You know, so I've always, my kind of thing is like roll the dice on yourself. You know what I mean? We live in, you said the planet 619,
That's
right?
right.
The
That's right.
paradise city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The paradise city, like roll it. You crap out, you better pick it back up and roll it again. You know what I mean? That's because that's what the hustle's about in San Diego.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? And all the little other mannies that are out there trying to get it, you know what I mean? You better be what's the city's motto. I'm gonna break everybody off in Dago what's the city's motto is, okay? And a lot of people don't even know.
Okay.
And this is the one thing that's gotten me through Dago and God at the same time. It's
There you
called
go.
Sempra Vigilance.
That's right.
Okay, always be watching and always be alert.
That's right.
So all you little manies out there trying to get it, you know, go out and get it while the getting is good. But don't get out there and try to wake up the sleeping giant because we're already seeing that, you know, he's putting a lot of them down. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
so straight up, I mean, be positive about your stuff, you know, and get out there and spit a message that's going to impact the community and those that are going to hear you later on down in life.
No
You know what I
doubt,
mean?
no doubt.
So yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, okay. All right, my brother. So, as far as the South Bay band, right?
Yeah.
How can people contact you guys to hire you to just
Oh, yeah.
to just send you guys some words or just
Yeah.
contact you overall?
South Bay Band SD.com.
Okay.
And then you can go to the South Bay Band on Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram. Yeah, you can check us out there.
Now, as far as yourself, how can people hear you directly?
So it's Manny Fresco, but with Fresco with the K.
Okay.
So underscore. You can catch me up on Instagram up there.
Okay, okay. And what about your old music and your recent music that you're gonna put?
The old music right now is up Ever South Music
Okay.
on SoundCloud. So that's like the only outlet. Anybody wants to get a copy of that, you know what I mean? I'll shoot you guys the links, you know.
Okay.
Give it to y'all for free. It's all good. So.
And make sure to see you on In My Hood with Callis, right?
Oh yeah. We're up on that. And then he just
It's a dope video.
Yeah. And then the other one that's really popping right now is one with the other alumni you had, which was Lil Grifo.
Yeah, with Lil Grifo. Shout out to Lil Grifo. Yeah.
Shout out to Lil Grifo. That video was popping. So it's the music in Southeast right now, man, it's popping.
No doubt. No, well, I think in San Diego overall.
Yeah, well, yeah, San Diego
from
overall.
the top to the
San
bottom.
Diego overall. I mean, but a lot of the stuff that I don't know, that just Dago in general, man.
Of course.
Everybody, man.
Everybody. From East County, North County,
I got
South
love
Bay,
for everybody.
everything.
I got love for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
No doubt. Shout out. No that. All right, brother. So, do you have any shout outs?
Man, I just want to shout out to all y'all beautiful people out there that are watching out in YouTube land. Be safe out there and just, get it while the getting is good. That's pretty much what it is. We live in the most beautiful place on the planet and enjoy it.
All right, my brother. So thank you so much for being here on Dreams with JD.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a long time coming. I'm just happy that it finally got done and we finally were able to sit down for the interview. I'd like to cheers when we end. So cheers to you, my brother.
Cheers, man.
Thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yeah.
Planet 619.
There you go.